gentlemen, I'd like to give you guys a bonus trick. You guys have been a really fun crowd. I'm feeling good. I have a Guinness World Record in juggling that took me 25 years to learn. It takes about 20 seconds to do. Would you guys like to see it? Make some noise. Very challenging to do this on demand. No one else in the world can do this. I will attempt to juggle these 3 balls using my feet while juggling these 3 balls using my hands all at the same time. 3 on the hands, 3 on the feet. 20 years, 0 social life for 10 seconds of entertainment. Sometimes this takes more than 1 try. It usually does. Will you guys give me 3 tries? Please scream yeah! Yeah! Okay, Remy, if I don't get this right in 3 tries, just start throwing knives at me. That's a joke, obviously. All joking aside, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. My life's work. No one else can do this. No one's even thought of it. 3 balls on the hands, 3 balls on the feet. Warming it up, warming it up. Very difficult.
You took me by surprise.
Get him, bud. Good job. 1 by 1. Can you put some more in there?
And once again, it's time to say welcome back. It's the early morning Sunday show thing that I do for a very long time, and I just keep doing it. And what's interesting for those who've been watching this whole thing, it's like just watching this guy get old. You go, God, that guy keeps getting older. Look at my early videos. I mean, man, I was just a young, spry kind of guy, and now, oh well. The stress of life. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Now it's early morning here. In Europe, it's early afternoon or whatever. But excitement. The Tour de France started Saturday. God, I love the Tour de France. It's so, it used to be kind of easy to watch. Now, different streaming services have it. You have to spend more money to try to get them. It's just nuts to try to watch stuff. And then, it used to be I could watch replays of it. It gets hard. But I will tell you this, at work, at my desk, which, I start up at 6 a.m., leave here at 5 a.m. I will be watching the Tour de France. Oh yes, don't bother me. I got something important going on, so excited about that. Paul got his. They're moving him in, I guess, up, and so I'll probably go up this weekend, see on Sunday, see if we can help him at all. The movers they hired, we just unloaded. Yeah, and they left like the couch. They couldn't get the couch in the door, so they left it in the garage. I mean, there's some missing furniture. I don't know. It sounds like a real fiasco. So luckily I didn't have any of that. Oh, that's about all. The opening, Boulder. That's from a couple weeks ago. Free concert in the park. Chautauqua Park. So they had like a bluegrass going on. It was pretty good. Downtown, a lot of stuff going on. They have like a 4-block pedestrian area with t-shirt shops and really expensive shops because Boulder is the most expensive city in Colorado. They beat Denver. So, but it's a good time. It's called the Flatirons. I got all kinds of film in here. So, you know, I hope you like the sceneries of Colorado because you're going to get a hell of a lot of it as we try to travel on Sundays when we can. Yeah, so all that's going on, and it's hotter than blazes. Just freaking hotter than Hades. Except yesterday, Saturday, dropped only to the low 80s, which was good because I went out to help clean some pools, so I didn't have to die out in the heat. So that was a good thing. Otherwise, the yard here is just brown and crispy, and you know, I'm not being paid to water it, so they got a hose, but it has a rip in it, and you know, if they want to pay, if they'll reimburse me, I'll buy a new hose and water the yard, because I don't mind that, but otherwise, forget it. God, it sounds like I'm bitter. I got just a crappy renter, huh? Well, let's just go through. First off, I had some VCLT come in from a very good friend in the VC. A guy we tried to meet up last year, just didn't work out. He's from Rochester, New York. Coming in from Rochester, New York. It's Mark. Mad for Vinyl is his channel. Mad for Vinyl. He's doing this thing on 45s. This guy just got a crazy amount of 45s. He has crazy amount of everything. Drummer, just wonderful guy, and I really like him, and he really spreads the love to a lot of people. But he sent me this fella Anakula Pu, I don't know. It has Sufferhead on here. It's just 2 songs, like any fellow album. 2 songs. You would say, is that like a 12-inch single? I guess, but you know, each side is over 20 minutes long because fella gets into that groove, and we get the cootie goo growing, man. It just keeps going and going and going and building, and very exciting stuff. Really, really good. Enjoyed this. Again, I will do a more in-depth dive into this, but it's really nice VCLT from someone that I really, I love Fela Kuti, and I got a lot of his stuff, but not this one. So wonderful. He also sent me this, and this is pretty funny. And I've listened to it once. Again, I'll do a more in-depth thing, but Punk Floyd. Now, when this came out, my local record store, Jim, Radio Wasteland. That's, the plug. Hey, I got a sticker. I got a sticker here somewhere. Sorry, Jim, not finding it right offhand. I'd give you a proper plug. We have our podcast here, 2 guys talking about records. Please check that out. But he brought this up. He goes, would you be interested in that? It's Pink Floyd. He go, boy, it sounds interesting, but do I really need it, Jim? Do I really need it? It would be cool, but do I need it? Well, Mark sent this to me. Now, Mark didn't know about that. He just saw this, go, that would be the one. And it's good. It's really, some of these renditions. I mean, you have Jawabo, you have Eater, UK Subs, Fear, Dead Boys do it, The Queers, Martin Jones, if you're watching, Angry Samoans, The Vibrators. The Vibrators do Arnold Lane. I mean, Peter and the Test Tube Babies doing Bike. The Queers see Emily play. It's great. This is really good. And so I look forward. We'll talk more about this. UK Subs, Comfortably Numb. 2 thumbs up. So thank you, Mark. Very, very good. Great stuff. But let us begin what I have this week. Brand new, just came out recently, probably a month or so ago, maybe a little bit longer, probably longer. We have Congo Funk. My friend Jim Larson, I talked about his channel a couple weeks ago. Please check out Jim and his channel, along with Mark, Mad for Vinyl. But he sent me a thing, says, hey, look what I got. And I says, man, I just bought that too, Jimbo. Good stuff from Analog Africa. And I haven't seen much from them this year. Maybe they're running out of things. I don't know. We have the Hype Alert. Okay. Comes with this nice book. And talking about what's happening here. And this is really what this is about. you could say is the tale of two cities. These two cities along the Congo River, two capitals, and they're right across from each other. You have Brazzaville, and that is the capital of the Republic of Congo. Right across the river from it is Kinshasa. You know, my African is about as good as my French, which is about as good as my Spanish, which is about as good as my English. So we just know it sucks. Okay, but this Kinshasa is the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So on one side we have Republic of Congo, and the other side we have the Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly Zaire. So these two cities made a lot of music, and some would claim that they were the hotbeds of African music. A lot was going on. It was a musical mecca happening. And a big part of it, there was Radio Brazzaville, and it had just a super powerful antenna, and it could just broadcast for hundreds of miles. So many people heard what was coming out of Brazzaville and Kinshasa, whatever. And the music they really liked was Congolese rumba. That's what the focus was, Congolese rumba, which as time went on became more electric guitar oriented, very much electric guitar oriented. And in the governments on many African nations really said, okay, on the radio stations it has to be music, it's African music, we want it from our country. So this was pushed very hard by the president, especially in the Republic of Congo. So all these young kids are going, wow, this is our chance. We can get on the radio. We can do singles. And so they did. And so these young musicians, what they did is they went out and they got these, I guess the guitars that they preferred were called Fender Jaguars. And they took them and they cranked the reverb, to max. Just tons of reverb on there. And what they did is they created a very much speeded up version of Congolese rumba. And that's what you get on here. This is different songs from 69 to 82. So it covers a wide variety of all these different groups. That's just, yeah, you can see some of the things on there. So yeah, really good. I'm gonna play you a couple samples because they're different. You know, the album again covers a lot of ground, a lot of different feel to the music, but very good. This was great. Really good stuff. I think it's my first Analog Africa this year. I just haven't seen much coming out from them, and maybe I'm not getting the emails, I don't know, but great stuff. Kendall sent me this. I talked about it before. Kendall. It is, though, the Spin Doctor and the Vinyl Mayhem. Yeah, Kendall's a great guy. I really appreciate it. He sent me some VCLT. This is the first of them. There will be others I will be showing, but this is the very first Struts. Everybody wants the Struts. Look at that. We even got plumber butt happening here, though that doesn't look like a plumber body. Yeah, okay. So we have this. It looks like, let's look at the vinyl. It's called black vinyl, for those of you if you weren't sure. And the inner sleeve. That, yeah, okay. And here we go. I don't, can't anybody, who's that? Who's that look like? Who's that look like? Come on, give it a shot. Freddie Mercury? Yes. Freddie Mercury? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. All right. So the Struts. Everybody Wants. This is their debut album. Came out in 2014. They formed in 2009. And again, I bought that recent Struts and I loved it. I just thought this is fantastic. So Kendall was able to see this and saw this online that it's being sold, and yeah, bought it and sent it to me. It's just wonderful stuff. This is like earworm heavy blast of modern rock with a very, very heavy dose of glam thrown in. Yeah, it's just, it has 11 tracks, shall we say, of just nasty, sugary goodness. I mean, it can rot your teeth. It's a lot of fun. Their lead singer, Luke Spiller, okay, yes, let's call it a flamboyant English delivery. Very much so. I mean, yeah. I mean, there is a huge Queen vibe going on, and Luke is a big part of it. Also, some Slade. I think you could throw some Slade in there with that kind of glam and the heavy guitar, but definitely some Queen. I mean, it's filled with big choruses, and you know, you have songs like, you know, Could Have Been Me. Definitely, you know, just takes off, and I believe I'm going to drop you a sample of that one. Kiss This is just filled with these fantastic guitars happening. This is just fun music. There's nothing serious on this. There's nothing about world hunger, war, or anything. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, baby. I guess. Yeah, the Struts. Everybody Wants. Fun, just pure fun for those that like glam, and if you like Freddie Mercury, I'm telling you, because I don't know, folks, that don't look like a Freddie Mercury. I just don't know what does. So the Struts, good stuff.
Listen to the silence telling me I can't hear you. I won't fear you. So I wake up on a Monday morning. I thought I was getting my skin crawling. I can't fear you. I don't hear you now. Wrapped in your regret. Wanna waste so blood and sweat.
Okay, got one of my favorite albums back in. I had this on CD, but I never had it on vinyl. The Dandy Warhols, 13 Tales from Urban Bohemia. Yeah, this has one of those songs, and I think I might do a video on this, that will drive you to insanity because it gets in your head and it won't leave. And this happens to me at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning constantly. This has one of those songs called Godless. Well, you know, this came out in 2000, and it's the third album from the Dandy Warhols. You know, side one, you have Godless, you have Nietzsche, and they're both just these dreamy, sweeping, epic type songs. Then you have songs like Horse Pill and Cool Scene. Sleazy power pop happening with those. The big song that actually became somewhat of a hit, I mean, we're talking the Dandy Warhols, we'll just say somewhat of a hit, was called Bohemian Like You, which was featured on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A show I never saw, but they were featured on it, so yeah. And everyone else saw it but me and a couple of you other ones. So, yeah, really, I mean, great stuff. Extremely catchy songs filled with riffs that blend into one another. I mean, each track blends. It's kind of, you know, when Napster was going, so they're trying to make it harder where there was no actual stop to a song, I guess. For me, this is their very best album. I don't think it's got anything cool inside. Oh, we might have we have a There we go. There's the Dandies. Courtney Taylor Taylor is their lead singer. I believe that's Courtney Taylor Taylor. One Taylor wasn't enough. Why not have two Taylors in your name? Yeah. But I think it's the best album by this. Even it's interesting. There is some trumpet on here. Godless has a wonderful trumpet. I'm going to play a sample of that because I freaking adore that song. But the trumpeter from Cake, Vince DeFoy, he plays on one of these songs. I think it's on Nietzsche. Maybe it's Muhammad, but he plays on one. So yeah, this is just. I love this album to death. Really, really good from Dandy Warhols. So, since I bought that from the Dandy Warhols, I saw this was out there. Dandy Warhols, and they do The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That can be a train wreck. Let's just call this a grower, okay? The other side has 2 songs on it. There, for whoever's first, there's your... code. So their version of The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, this came out in 2023. It's definitely druggy, spacey, psych version of it. I mean, the vocals are just buried down in there. And I mean, it is haunting. It's filled with electric guitars and synths. And again, Courtney Taylor's vocals just buried, but but he has this urgency and emotion that he's portraying through it, but it's almost frantic at times. And this is just packed with feedback and distortion. I just wonder if Gordon Lightfoot was turning in his grave on this one. It is so, he had that beautiful kind of acoustic type. Not on this one, man. It's electronics. It's different. It's a grower, okay? I think I bought this last year on Record Store Day. Last year we're talking. The Third Bardo. The Third Bardo. It is a little 10-inch, obviously. I think you figured that one out by now. 6 songs. So the Third Bardo were formed in 67, broke up in 67 from New York City. Kind of a psych garage band. And they did only one single, 5 years ahead of my time. That was it. That was all that made it out there. The name itself, it came from the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which was really popular back then. I was like, hey, what do you want to read? Oh, how about the Tibetan Book of the Dead? Oh, cool. Or, yeah, man. Hey, well, yeah, I guess, but supposedly in it, it says loss of reality is the first bardo, and return to reality is the third. Now, I don't know where second bardo fits on there, because you're losing it in 1, you're coming back in 3, 2's just totally in limbo. But this is the third bardo where you come back to reality. So there you have it. So they had one recording session. It only lasted a couple hours, and they laid down 6 tracks. Only the first one, I'm 5 years ahead of my time, was released. Again, one of these, hey, put it out there. Not much happened. Out you go. Now they did open for the Doors, and one of them said, yeah, they went to meet Jim Morrison, but he was definitely on a different planet at the time. So okay, sounds like Morrison, right? But yeah, so that was kind of their big thing. Vocals are pretty good. Lots of distortion on here. Lose Your Mind is a real big rocker, and on this, it's on the second side. Really good garage rock. I was kind of surprised that didn't do anything. And of course, I'm 5 years ahead of my time. It's really good. But then you got something like Rainbow Life, which is, it's just kind of plain weird. And not only that, then we have an alternative version of Rainbow Life. If once wasn't weird enough, let's do a second version, which was weird. But again, this is everything they recorded, which was 6 songs, so they did that twice, probably because it was so weird the first time. It just, they didn't really help it at all. But the Third Bardo, something fun and different. And yeah, I'm still showing stuff I bought from last year that you have never seen. It's like I got tons. Just stuff gets buried.
Society can't play with my mind. If you love me, baby, come along with me. I'm 5 years ahead of my time. Look into my mind, look ahead on the mind. I'm 5 years ahead of my time.
Final one. I've been trying to show this for the last 3 weeks, and I'm almost running out of time. You're getting it this week. We have here Jacques Offenbach. Jacques Offenbach, Jacob's his name. He was born in Austria, but lived a lot of his life in France, so we changed it from Jacob to Jacques. Born in 1819, died in 1880. He became a very well-renowned celloist. I mean, he started playing violin at 6. By age 9, he was on to the cello, and the cello was it for him. He loved the cello, and he became world famous, and he traveled throughout Europe, UK, all that, playing the cello. But it wasn't what he wanted to do. Jacques had a dream. Jacques wanted more. The cello, yes, it's nice, it's fun. But he wanted to write operettas. He wanted to write comedy operas. That was his vision. This is what he wanted to do. This is what he had to do. So he went back to Paris and he tried to join a theater group and say, here's what we want to do. And this is, no, Jacques. It's no good. We don't want it. So Jacques went out and he bought himself a theater. And in this theater, in 1858, he put on his first full-length operetta. And it was the Celebration of the Can-Can. And I'm going to play you a sample of that because almost every single one of you know the music of Jacques Offenbach. Now, you may not know you know it, but you hear it, and you will know it. You go, hey, that's Jacques. So from the 1850s to the 1870s, he did over 100 operettas in his little theater, and he was immensely popular. This was a time of joy and happiness in France. Napoleon Bonaparte III was the ruler. We're talking not little short Napoleon Bonaparte that liked to, conquer the world. This is the narrow one. And everyone in France was having a great time. Just great time. And operettas, comedy was great. And then, they're having such a good carefree time that in 1870 they decide, you know what, we're great. We're France. We're fantastic. Let's go to war against Prussia. I think the king and queen at dinner time decide, let's fight Prussia, which was Germany. So they did. Now, here's the thing. Prussia had just one of the greatest armies in all of Europe. France army sucked at the time because they're all frolicking around. Really, they didn't have guns or anything. Actually, they didn't even have a lot of people. They had to go start bringing, drafting people in to be part of the army, because Prussia goes, you want to fight us? Oh, that's fine. Okay, here we come. And absolutely demolished them. I mean, they were getting everyone. Famous painters were being, I mean, Cezanne, Monet, and all that. They were trying to bring them into the army. Most of them were running over to the UK or hiding. So, Prussia came in, they sieged Paris and all that, and it just didn't work out. So here's the problem, okay? I know we're way off track, we're in history now. Jacques, after that, no one was frolicking and happy. They just got their asses beat. Everyone was kind of just really grumpy in that. And he's going, oh crap. No one's listening to fun, happy operettas that deal with sex and intrigue. Yeah, it wasn't happening anymore. Risque humor, it was serious. So he changed and began doing more serious type operas in the 1870s. Finally, he had this one. It's called Tales of Hoffmann, and it is the one. It's a standard opera, but he never heard. He was in the United States, I believe. That's where he passed away, and he never heard the premiere of his greatest opera ever. So there you go. That's it, and one of the great stories. But Jacques Jacob, listen to the sample. You know his stuff. So there we have it. Classical fun. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being part of this. We had a great time. Yeah. Appreciate you hanging out with me. And let's do it again next week. There'll be something midweek. I had one this week that sucked on being, don't bite on me, please. No one really cared. That's okay. I had to get it off my chest. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Bye. Or great day, great morning. Yes, not even night. I'm tired. Bye.